Earlier today, Hamas turned over the bodies of 4 slain Israeli hostages, including a mother and her 2 children, more than 500 days after the terrorist October 7th, 2023 attack against Israel. Just as they had before, Hamas made a spectacle of the hostage release, displaying the 4 bodies in black coffins before an assembly of their supporters. Israeli spokesman David Mincer earlier today said the families and the nation, they've lived in agony beyond words, end quote. Well, joining me now to discuss this and more is a member of the Israeli Knesset, Ohad Tal. MK Tal, thanks so much for joining us. Welcome back to Washington Watch.
Thank you very much, Tony, for having me.
Our deepest condolences go out not only to the families of these hostages whose bodies were released today, but the entire nation, as I know that this week-by-week release of hostages has kept the nation in a state of really of trauma. And our prayers are with you.
Thank you. Thank you, Tony, so much. Indeed, we are in trauma, and I think this day was very, very hard for everybody in Israel. You know what? I think for everybody with a conscience, because what we've seen today explain the whole story. We've seen on 2 sides of the borders, parents taking their children to be part of a big event, but only in one side, in Gaza, they were celebrating murder, death, the murder of mother with 2 children. One of them, when he was kidnapped, was only 1 year old. And on the other side, in Israel, people were coming with flags to cry, to mourn the loss of these of our loved ones. And that's the whole story. One side sanctifies death, one side sanctifies life. One side is good, one side is evil, and that evil should be eliminated.
I'm not sure what Hamas hopes to accomplish by these weekly spectacles of the release of these hostages in the first phase of this ceasefire deal. But I would think, from my conversations and observations, that this is solidifying the understanding from Israelis that Hamas has to be eliminated. This evil has to be eradicated. It cannot remain at our doorstep.
You're 100% right. And this is exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to terrorize Israelis. They try to terrorize Jews. They try to terrorize Western society. They try to send a message that what they want is destruction. This is what they want to see. And this is why we have to fight together. At the end of the day, Hamas' goal is not just to terrorize Israel. It's to send a message to the entire world, and they want to destroy the entire world. And we are at the forefront of this battle, and this is why we have to win. And I must say, Tony, that a victory in Gaza will send the opposite message to the entire world. It will send a message to terrorist organizations all over the world that if you're fighting with us, you will pay the price. You will not keep existing. You will not be able to keep threatening us. You will not be able to keep terrorizing us and destroy our lives. No, it's not going to happen. And we are at the forefront of that struggle. And this is why we have to win. We have to win.
Will there be a second phase of this ceasefire arrangement?
I don't think so. Because, for them, it means to give back all hostages and lose all leverage for the rest of what they're planning to do. And for us, it means that we will have to withdraw. The idea will have to withdraw from the Gaza Strip and effectively keep Hamas in power, allow them to rearm, to reorganize, to redo everything, to prepare themselves for another massacre, which, by the way, many of the hostages came back, were telling us that their captor told them that they're going to repeat the massacre of October 7th again, whenever they have the chance. So we cannot allow that to happen. So I don't see any possibility for the second phase of that deal to move forward.
I want to shift gears for just a moment, MK Tal, because you live in Judea. The focus obviously has been on Gaza. But there's been a lot happening in Judea and Samaria under the Palestinian Authority, a lot of terrorist attacks there that really haven't made their way up to the news. You recently, I think just this week, introduced into the Knesset a call for, it's a sovereignty bill for Judea and Samaria to come under the sovereignty of Israel. This is a big shift in policy focus for the state of Israel.
You're 100% right, and I think that is the approach we need to take, especially now, especially with everything we're seeing with Hamas, because when they launched the attack on October 7th, they had one goal, and that is to destroy Israel. They had a hope that they can destroy the one and only Jewish state, and I think this is what we should do. We should take away that hope. We should explain, we should make it as clear as possible that there will not be a Palestinian state. The only thing that we're going to see is a Jewish state. That is the right and the most just thing to do. That will be the ultimate victory. And I think, again, the fact that Jews are entitled to apply sovereignty in Judea, I think that's the most just thing we can do.
Well, we just have about a minute left, but you make the point that this is not just about security. This is about the Bible heartland. This is where the Jewish people came from. This is where the name Jew came from, Judea. And this would be land that would be given away?
Exactly. I think after 30 years of trying the left-wing approach of dividing the land, of giving parts of it to the Arabs, hoping that it will achieve peace, of giving the excuses that we need Judea and Samaria, or this part of that only for security reasons. Enough of all these things. We have to say the truth, and the truth is, as you just stated so clearly, the land of Israel belongs to the people of Israel. The Jews belong to Judea more than to any other place in the world, and this is why the next move should be applying Jewish sovereignty in Judea and Samaria.
Very interesting times. And Ohad Tal, I want to thank you for joining us. Always great to see you, my friend.
Thank you so much, Tony.